What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. We are doing chapter 3 of Detention. And like I said before in the previous videos, chapter 3 and chapter 4 would be primarily focus on the story portion of the game. So we're going to get more of Fane's backstory and the backstory of the other characters pretty much for the most part. We start the chapter here with this door, and it is locked. We cannot go through this door yet until we figure everything out in chapter 3. So I saved my game, so I advise you to save it as well. And let's get started. So if you like the video, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. And I see you guys commenting on the videos. I very much appreciate that. And let's get started, man. So we have a radio here. So let's examine it. A radio. Seems like the static in the room is coming from this. Maybe I can get something if I tune it a bit. Okay. So we have frequencies to change from on this radio. So we have frequency 89 first, which is here. The atmosphere in the room changed. So each time we change the frequency, the atmosphere changes. It'll be the same room, but it'll be different variations of that room. And we have one for 94 here, but we're going to focus on 89 at the moment. So let's go and see what the room is. And the room is Fane's. We have seen this room in previous chapters before this, but now things will be different. We'll be able to explore more in this room. So let's examine this piggy bank here. A ceramic piggy bank. Big round eyes waiting to be fed. Okay. Now, we hear a lot of stuff here. Let's see what's going on. Someone's home. And we have Fane's parents here. We have her mom and her dad. Her mom has her hands in her face, crying. Her dad has a cigarette in his hand and a bottle next to him on the table. So we gotta figure out what's going on, man. I feel like mom's always been a traditional housewife. She doesn't complain even when wronged. I really don't like that. That's not a healthy way of living. When things are wrong, they're wrong. So you should always speak up. Especially when it's your significant other doing stuff like that. There's no way to go into the past anymore. She with her father. Back then, besides the New Year's, Dad never drank at home. I miss the days when he had jokes and stories to tell. So her father is pretty much like a different person at this point. He's smoking, he's drinking a lot. His whole dynamic has changed. We gotta figure out what's going on or why it led to this point. Okay, in this room we have pictures of Fang and her mom and her dad. We have to take note of the position of the pictures. And every time the light flickers, you see some within the pictures. You have to pay close attention. And below Fang, there is a cup on the stool. So let's examine it. As you can see, the eyes turn pink. Let's examine everything. Pictures of mom, dad, and I. The eyes have been rubbed off. And each time the light flickers, we see this pink stuff glow from the pictures. There it goes again. Like I said, take note of the position of the pictures. Her dad is tilted to the side. Her mom is upside down. And that cup below Fang. So let's turn the light off here. As you can see, we have this pink stuff illuminated from both pictures. The pictures of her father and her mother resemble clock hands, right? So we have to take note of this stuff. and Fang is crying this pink fluid. So her father's picture, when it comes to a clock, resembles 3:30. Her mother's picture, when it comes to a clock, resembles 7:30. So remember when I say take note of position of the pictures. Item received, filled last cup. So let's examine it. Filled with sadness, has a dim glow to it. So this is the liquid that came out of Fang's eyes from the picture. So let's leave this room. And her parents are not here anymore. There's terrible stuff going on right now. Like supernatural events going on right now. It's craziness. And above that corridor that we just came out of, to me it always seemed like there's an eyeball on that picture. Like it's been watching this family this entire time, waiting for this stuff to happen. I don't know, maybe I'm just looking too much deep into it, but that's what it seems like to me. Alright, so let's go to another frequency. Let's go to frequency 94. Boom. Okay, now the room is changed upside down, and the piggy bank is broken on the floor. Let's examine it. A ceramic piggy bank, broken up for one's desires. Alright, let's exit the room. Alright guys, so let's look and examine this room, right? We have a puddle here, and we have footsteps walking away from the puddle. So let's examine this stuff. There's a puddle of clear water on the ground. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors and a light switch at the end of the corridor in this hallway. So let's go through a door. And we're gonna end up back where we were. You know what? Let's try the first door. The footsteps are close to the first door, and we're back at the first door. So let's go way over here. Let's just try the 5th door. Same positioning. So what we have to do is, as the footsteps, we have to follow the footsteps and see where they go. But as you can see, the footsteps disappear at a certain point. So we have to come over to this puddle, and we have to use this cup of sadness and pour it inside the puddle. And you see the pink fluid glows momentarily, but still the footprints disappear. Remember in the last room with the pictures, we had to cut the lights out, right? So we come way down here, cut the lights out, and now you can see the footprints clearly. So let's follow the footprints. Go to the 3rd door. Go to the 4th door. Let's go to the 5th door. Let's go all the way down to the 1st door. And then to the 3rd door. This should be the last door. Yep, that's the last door. Hallway full of syringes. Why is there fucking syringes in this hallway? And this is our first note, so let's pick it up. Added to journal, ad for private investigator. Husband cheating, comes home late. We specialize in tracking people. This looks like an ad for a PI firm. And this is our first collectible of the chapter. We ain't going that door yet. Let's go down here first. There won't be nothing to do in this room. I'm just going to show you what's in this room right at the moment. The teacher's desk, on it are plenty of assignment papers. Like I said, there's nothing else to do in here. We had to come back later to figure out what we need to do in here. So let's leave this room. Now let's go over here. open this door. And this is Fane's parents. Father and a mother, yet again. So let's examine it. Back then, laying in the bed, I could hear Mom and Dad chatting through the walls. They had such a bond back then. I don't know when their idle chatter turned into deafening silence. Later, Dad only came home when he got roaring drunk. Mom always huddled in a corner, trying to hide her tears. So they was thick as thieves, you know. They married, had a kid, thick as thieves. They were inseparable. But something changed to get them to this point to where Mom is facing this way, Dad is just stoic, just laying in the bed, no emotion at all. What got them to this point? Okay, guys. Now we're here to the clots. Remember what I said about the pictures. So let's examine the clots. 3 clots. None of them are running, but it looks like I can turn the hands. So remember, this clock represents Fane's dad, and this one represents her mother. So when we turned the lights out, the positions were for her dad were 3:30. So let's rotate it. I hate doing it on console. It's terrible on console, but put it on 3:30 because you had to be literally on the hand, and we had to put this one to 7:30. Okay. Nothing happens. But remember what I said. You have to take note of the position of the pictures. Remember. And Fane's dad picture was turned to the side like this. Turned to the side. So what you have to do is imagine this clock hand is turned to the side, and you have to turn it upwards to get the correct time. So the correct time for this is 6:45. And you, like I said, on console, you have to get it at that particular point or it won't work. And these triggers so damn sensitive. And Fane's mother's picture was upside down completely. So we're going to change this one from 7:30 to 1 o'clock. And there we go. That's the solution to the puzzle. Now we can leave. And the room has changed. Lingerie everywhere. And her dad is there. Her mother is not. So what do you think this is implying? Let's examine it. One day, Dad came home inebriated and tripped at the front door. I couldn't stand seeing him on the ground all the time, so I went over to give him a hand. Besides the stench of smoke, there was another smell. Uh-oh. A faint smell of powdered makeup. So, her dad had another stench on him besides her mother's, whatever her mother wore. And it was powdered makeup. It wasn't from her mother, right? So her dad was being unfaithful. So that's one layer to what happened between her parents. And now, the ad for the private investigator made sense. Fane's mother hired a private investigator to watch after her husband and see what he was doing. Alright, now we can go back to the 89 frequency and back to the room with the pictures. And the pictures go back to their regular position. Now let's go to this door at the end of the hall. The set pieces are, like I said, man, I like the set pieces. It's colorful, very artsy, and pretty cool to look at. But why are we here? And who is this? It's Counselor Chang. I received your paper plane. I was truly worried you were still having trouble at home. But it looks like my concern was slightly unfounded. Like the white daffodil, you are innocent, vain, and candid in nature. Perched beside a pond in Snow White, admiring your reflection. Being different from others can be a tough way to live. But I think I can understand that feeling. You said you want to learn more about my time abroad. All I can say right now is that my past is rather complicated. Unfortunately, many horrible things have happened on this land in the last decade. Believe it or not, our society wasn't always like this, oppressive and cold. Perhaps we should take a stroll down the boulevard on the weekend. There are things our censored textbooks don't mention, but are definitely worth knowing. So Fang is the white daffodil. Okay. Item received, paper plane. Let's examine it. Tosses my worries out and receive your guidance. Alright, there's nothing else you can do here besides leave. And we run into yet another note. Added to journal, radio station. New radio station's channel launched 103.0. Alright, now we can put that into the radio. Alright, let's go to 103. And there's nothing to examine here. Let's leave the room. Alright, now we have a bunch of reflections like we did earlier. And then you can see Fang's reaction in the mirrors. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 mirrors and a door. So let's try to open this door. The knob turns, but the door won't budge. A strange quote on the door. Follow that shadow in the dark, then you will be closer to the truth. Alright. So what we have to do is, we have to cut these lights off, and there will be a shadow on the other side. Like our shadow, our reflection is here. There will be a different type of reflection, and we have to follow it to the best path. So let's cut off the light here. And as you can see, it's a different shadow here. We just have to follow him. Now when he goes this way, we are going the correct path. So let's cut this one off. Alright, now when he goes this way, that means he's doing the wrong path. He's going back to where we were going. So that means we have to leave the light on. So let's cut this light off. Now he's doing the correct path as us. Let's cut this light off. He's doing the same path. Let's cut this one off. Now he's going back, so leave the light on. And let's cut this one off. And that leads us to the truth path. So let's go. Alright, so we come to Fang's father's study. Father's study is always neat and tidy. He always gave off an air of seriousness with a little bit of his own humor. I drew this when I was little. It was always kept even when we moved the furniture around. Alright, so our father's study. Item received, a coin. So we're in the kitchen area. Let's examine it. A coin. Save up for my dream little by little. Alright. Now let's try to open this door. And there is a theater. The theater's ticket counter. Let's try to go through the door. The door is shut tight. Now when you come through here, you will have, I think, like everything at this point examined, I believe. Or you have the movie ticket theater examined. So it'll be a trophy for examining the stuff back here. So let's leave. Now we have this coin. What do you think we have to do with this coin? I'm pretty sure you guys put two and two together. So let's head back. We have to go all the way back to our room and change the frequency all the way back to 89 so we can put the coin inside the piggy bank. So let's do that. Alright. Put coin in piggy bank. Alright, let's leave the room. Change our frequency. Remember that piggy bank was smashed on 94 frequency. So let's go back to the 94 frequency, examine the piggy bank once again, and now we have an item here. Let's examine it. Item received, movie ticket. So let's examine the movie ticket. Movie ticket. A saying goes, actors and lunatic. Actors are lunatics, and the audience are fools. Alright, so we examine the movie ticket. Let's change the frequency back to 103. Let's head back to the movie counter station. And let's go give them our movie ticket. And look at this place. Jeez. It's colorful indeed. Very, very colorful. Artsy, like I said before. Look at the movie counter station. Look at that. The theater's ticket count. Alright. Let's give up our ticket. Good day and welcome. We hope you enjoy your movie. Alright, let's go to the theater. Item received, white jade deer pendant. So we have the pendant yet again. And that was Counselor Chang watching the movie with us. I can read it again. Around my neck, I am sentimentally attached and dependent on it. So we went to the movies with Counselor Chang. And him and Fang have this serious type of bond. At least it seems serious. But from Fang's point of view, it is serious. Counselor Chang is the person she can turn to the most in her life at this moment in time. Who the hell was that? Now look at Father's study. It's all rampants through. There's a note on the floor too. Let's check it out. A note on the floor. Added to journal, search warrant. A search warrant issued by the district court with a list of public officials involved in a bribery scheme. When I went home that day, Father had already been taken away. I asked Mom what had happened. She quietly replied, Dad got his hands dirty, but he'll live. Hearing this, I felt as if she was laughing or smiling underneath. So they came and took Fang's father away. So her life is crumbling at the moment. And Counselor Chang is the only person she can turn to. And we have another note on the ground. Item received, assignment book. So let's examine it. Assignment book. A reasonable excuse to enter the counselor's office. The counseling office. Alright, so let's head back to that frequency in 94. And we're going to head back to Counselor Chain's office. Alright, we're in Counselor Chain's office. But what the hell is this? There's fish all around. Don't look like no damn office to me. Let's keep going. I don't know what the fish represents at all. We have this shadowy figure. The teacher's desk. On it are plenty of assignment papers. Alright. Let's put this assignment book on the desk. There's Counselor Chain. Miss Fang. The counseling process is near its end. I'm glad you're back on track. And hopefully you won't be needing me anytime soon. If there isn't anything else I can do, you should return. I still have plenty of assignments to look at. Item received, counseling records. Let's examine that. Counseling records. It's over. No matter what's been written on here, there is only farewell. So no more going to Counselor Chain. We're done. Now let's head back. And now that door is open. I'm gonna save it here, since we pretty much far. Pretty much to the end of the chapter, pretty much. Alright. So no more Counselor Chain. No one to help us with our issues. Let's go. And look, our life is on stage. Our bedroom, everything. Now we had to walk over to the other Ray and give her the items that we collected. So let's do the paper plane first. A glass cup of nauseating color, overflowing with the stench of human corruption. Plates and cups clashed against the walls as Father's voice roared through the halls. After a series of curses seething, all that's left is Mother's weeping. Our family was once sweet together, healthy and caring when we gathered. And now, every night a restless sleep, every morning hard to wait, so it goes on day by day. The anguish digs ever deep. I was shattered into countless pieces, mirroring the crumbling of a familiar world, in a state of ceaseless decay, plunging into a river of despair, floating in limbo for the rest of our days. Let's get this Ray, the white jade deer pendant. Anticipating when we meet, footsteps ever quick and slight, roaming through a neon forest, strolling past the dazzling lights. I become a little lark, brushing past the pretty flowers, chasing all the playful butterflies. I glide merrily by your side. I've been an actor in our play, long before the curtains risen. Being held is ever comforting, longing for your love embracing, listening to your many whispers, feeling each other's tranquil breathing. The white deer walked into my grasp. What a pleasant surprise, what a turn of fate, I want to keep this moment in my palms for eternity. Alright. Alright, so remember earlier in the gameplay, like I think chapter 1, when Fang was in the mirror talking about the white deer? The white deer is reference to Counselor Chang. He was her white deer. And as we seen from the scene from the movies, they were very close. They got real close. And Counselor Chang was everything to Fang. So let's give her this one. All of a sudden, we stopped meeting. You became distant bitterly, colder than the sun can melt. Air around you freezing instantly, and my frozen body's beating heart, with each pulse tearing itself apart. Again, I am left in abject solitude, in a house that I call home, in a space that I call school. A walking corpse whose mind's without, a sense of loss that's drowned with doubt. So she is truly lost without Counselor Chang. She's in love with him, man. Okay, this is a conversation that Miss Yin and Mr. Chang had, that Fang found out about. So let's get into it. Chang Man-Hyun, we need to talk about this. Miss Yin, it's not necessary to raise your voice like that. Why can't I? What were you thinking going after a child like that? Child? I was already studying abroad at her age. She's old enough to know what she wants. So what now? Will you lead her down this forbidden path? She only needs a push in the right direction, not for you to wrap your arms around her. This is our private matter. It's none of your business. How is it not? You're stuck in your little romance. Did you forget about us? We were already in the same boat. Don't you forget. So Counselor Chan and Miss Yin were in a relationship. And Miss Yin told Chang he had to get rid of his relationship with Fang. But at this point, they're already too deep. A painful recollection. My soul is shattered into pieces. When I cannot put myself back together and forget everything, I open my eyes and welcome a barren world. Alright guys, that is the end of chapter 3. I'm going to leave it there. A lot of stuff is unfolding now at the moment. We know Chang and Fang's relationship got real serious. And Fang found out that Mr. Chang and Miss Yin also had a relationship. And things are about to start unraveling in chapter 4. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.